Hi guys, welcome back. For those of you who are new, my name is Donna. Nice to meet you. Today my video is about the Kat Von D Saint and Sinner palette. So, this palette I purchased the day it launched. So I believe that was the 19th. And it came to me 3 days later. So, what's it been? It's been 5 days, right? I've played with it. I've created 5 different eyeshadow looks with it. And I have to tell you that I am pretty stoked about this palette. So later on I'll have swatches of this palette in there. But first let's talk about the packaging. So the packaging is beautiful. It comes in a box that looks very much like this, only obviously square. It does have this on the front of it, and on the back of it, it has all of the colors that are in the palette in the actual shade form. The back of this guy does have the colors in the palette, but doesn't have, well, it has the shade names in the palette, but it doesn't have like the shade colors on it, which is whatever. It says Saint and Sinner palette at the bottom. The front of it is all detailed. This is raised gold, and the lettering is also raised. This is raised. It's a like closure piece, and everything on here, all the artwork on here was actually hand drawn. It's hand drawn lettering and scroll work by Kat Von D herself. This palette was made to honor the good and evil in every single one of us, and I think that she did a really good job. So when you first open the palette, the first side to open is actually the center side, and on the center side you have 12 very vibrant, very risque, I guess, color scheme colors. So we have like a chartreuse green here. We have a real vibrant red here. We have a vibrant purple and a green, pumpkin orange. We have some pretty colors that you don't see in everybody's palette, right? And then you open the Saint side and you have more of your neutral format. So you're going to have like some different colors of white. So this one is actually like a topper. It's a real glittery shade, and this one is actually kind of a buttery cream shade, and this one is actually kind of a pinky shade. It's a very like a baby pink shade. So even though in the camera they appear to all be white, they're definitely not. This is definitely not a white shade. This is actually a very kind of a lilac gray glitter shade. So it looks like you've got 4 different shades of white here, but you really don't. So let's talk about the volume in this palette. So in this palette you are getting 24 pans, and each pan has 0.04 ounces of product in it for a total of 0.96 ounces of product. So the palette costs $62. And it has 24 grams of product in it. So each pan has a gram of product. Each one of these pans is $2.58. So $2.58 per gram is not a bad price. When you put it into that thought process, the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette actually is $5.25 per gram. So $2.58 per gram is not bad. It's actually amazing in my opinion by doing the math. So it kind of runs right in the same ballpark as, so the Too Faced chocolate bar palettes are $2.79 per gram. So this one is a little bit cheaper. It's kind of on the low end of the spectrum as far as palette pricing goes and how much it costs per gram. So like I said, it is $62. It is a good value as far as that goes. It does ring in on the lower end of the spectrum for price per gram. It is a cruelty-free item. Kat Von D is a 100% cruelty-free company, and it does have 24 shades in it. when I did an anti-haul earlier, I did an anti-haul on a $65 palette. And the reason why I did an anti-haul on a $65 palette was because it was $65. But also because you only got, I think it was 18 shades for that price. And I feel like that's not a great value, right? I'm paying $65 for 18 shades when I get 6 more shades for less. And this was the palette that was actually calling my name more so than the other. So you do get 12 Saint shadows and 12 Sinner shadows. And I have done 5 looks with this palette, and I can tell you right now, I have struggled with a couple of them, I'm not gonna lie. The ones that I have struggled with are actually this crucifix one here. It's definitely not, it doesn't appear on your eye as dark as it is in the pan. It definitely has to be built to this color, and I feel like it faded rather quickly. I do my makeup every morning around 5:30. I go to work. I get home at 3-ish, 3:30. And typically when I get home, my shadows have faded, but not to the extent that this one did. This one was almost gone. I couldn't hardly see it on my eyes at all. I did have to go back in and touch up my makeup before I could even film that day. And I had this color on my outer corner. Okay, the other one I had a problem was with Revelation. So this one is a really pretty color. It is a brown and has kind of a gold fleck in it. Do you guys see that? So the glitter blends away entirely. So it becomes a completely different shade on your eye. I feel like it's a beautiful color in the pan, but it doesn't, again, it doesn't transpose on your lid the same way that it is in the pan. And if you blend it at all, the glitter won't stay. So I feel like you need a really good tacky eye primer to make that one work. Don't go in with, I went into my eye looks every single day with Amen as a base shade all over the lid. If you want this color to transpose with the glitter in it, you're going to have to go in with a really tacky eye primer and not put down a base shade. The ones I really enjoyed in this palette is this Heaven color. So this is actually this, and I think it was in my Get Ready With Me with new products using this palette. It's actually a silver, but it has kind of a lilac feel to it. It's a really beautiful color. Another one that I love is this Sacred Heart. It is definitely a kind of a coral pink pearlescent satin color it's just really pretty. It has this sheen to it that is beautiful. I've used it in my crease a couple times. It's just a really pretty color. Another one I really like is this Chalice. It is a color that I put almost every single day on my eye just to distinguish the difference, just to play that blurred line between two colors on my eyelid. I've found that it works really well for that, and it looks really amazing with any of the colors in this palette. It is kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of a taupey, taupey gray metallic color. It is beautiful. It's a very pretty color. It is the center color in my eye today and almost every day, just to blur that line. I do blend my colors, but I also put a lot of color on my eyes, so I like the colors to stand out as much as possible so I don't tend to muddy them together. But I will say that these they blend very well. They don't muddy together when you do blend them together. Another one that I really loved was this Immaculate right here, which is kind of an olive green color, and in here in the pan it looks very almost matte with like a slight satin finish to it, but it's actually a very pearlescent metallic color. It is just, it's a beautiful color. And so Stigmata, like I'm going to name every single one in the pan. Stigmata is actually a really pretty red color as well. It is not the only one that I've used. Not the only one that I've used on the center side, but it is a red satin metallic that is just a really pretty color as well. It's just definitely got a little bit of a shimmer to it. It's just really pretty. Like, this whole palette is very pretty. I'm going to run down the colors with you real quick in entirety, and then I'll do some swatches and have the names with the swatches. So these two colors here are actually topper colors. I'm going to go down the Saint side first and then the center side. This one's name is Absolution. Let me get real close up to the camera right here. So this one's name is Absolution. I don't know how well you can see that, but it is a white glittery topper. This one is, like I said, named Immaculate. It is a green metallic pearlescent color. This one's name is Worship, and it is a royal purple color. This one is Chalice, and it is a taupey gray metallic. This one is called Sacred Hearts. It is a coral pink pearlescent satin finish color. It's really hard to explain, but it's a beautiful color. It is the color that is in my crease today. This one is Amen. It is an everyday color for me. I've been using it as an all over the lid color. It is kind of a buttery yellow matte, kind of a cream color. It's not yellow, and when you put it on your eyes it looks more white than anything else, but it's a light yellow matte color, kind of like a banana shade. This one right here is called Sanctuary, and it is a black purple metallic. It's listed on Sephora as a pearlescent coffee, nude coffee. I'm not even sure, honestly, what that means, but it is definitely more of a black purple shade, in my opinion, than a brown. This one is Heaven, and it is kind of a lilac silver tone. And this one here is called Crucifix, and it is a brown black, and it is a matte. This one here is called a Cathedral, and it is a blue, kind of a bluish purple glittery shade. And this one here is called Rosary, and it is definitely a rose metallic color. And this one is Baptism, and it is a matte pale pink, and it is what I'm wearing in my brow bone today. This one here is called Rapture, and it is another topper. It's a transforming color. It is textured. So it's a pink macro glittery topper. This is Sabbath, and it is a very black matte. This one is called Ashes, and it is a kind of a tan gray glittery color. The glitter in it is kind of golden. And this one is called Martyr, and this is also a color that I've been putting in my crease every single day. It is a great transition shade. It is kind of like a toffee color. It looks kind of like a mustard yellow, but it's definitely not a yellow. It is more of a toffee brown. This color here is called Devil, and it is an orange matte, which is an amazing orange. This color, like I stated before, is called Revelation. It's a brown with gold glitter, but that glitter just blends right away when you're blending it out. This color here is called vestment. It is listed as a maroon teal metallic, but it's a very duochrome color. It's got a creamy feel to it. It reminds me of the duochrome in the Tardis Pro palette, the very bottom shade in that palette. That's what this one reminds me of, only a little bit more wet feeling. This one's name is Ministry, and it's an electric blue metallic. It also has a really creamy feel to it. This one here is Exodus, and it is a shimmery chartreuse-ish color. So it looks very neon yellow in the viewfinder, but I find it to be more of a neon green, or definitely a true chartreuse. This one is called Exorcism, and it is a deep purple matte color, and it is what I'm wearing on my outer corner today. Where am I? This color is Relic, and it is a yellow metallic color, and it also has creamy micro glitters in it. It feels wet almost to the touch. And then we have Stigmata, which is a red satin metallic color. These are all very, very beautiful on your eyes. Today I am wearing Rosary on the most of the lid, Chalice in the center of the two colors, and then I do have Exorcism on the outside. I also have Sacred Heart in the crease and Martyr above that, and then Baptism on the brow bone. I have used almost every single color in this palette. What colors have I not used? Sabbath. It's a black matte. Like, I have 500,000 black mattes. So I haven't used it. I don't find a reason to put a black matte on my eye right now. I haven't used that. I have not used... Yep, I think that's it. I think Sabbath is it. I've used Absolution in the corners. I've also used Rapture on top of Stigmata in one of my eye looks. I used Rapture actually on top of Exorcism in another one of my eye looks. So that really cool, textured pink color on top of this really deep purple color was actually really amazing. So I'm going to take some swatches for you guys, and I'll be right back. Hi guys, I hope you like those swatches. So with everything said and done, do I think that this palette is an amazing palette? So here's what I think. I think that this palette has some colors that you're going to probably find in other palettes. For instance, Amen, I believe, is a lot like Locked and Loaded that you can get for $5 from ColourPop. But do I think that Locked and Loaded has the same pigmentation? Absolutely not. Are the colors similar? Yes. Are the formulas different? Absolutely. It feels a lot differently on your eye, and it stays a lot differently on your eye than a ColourPop shadow does. I feel like there's probably a lot of shades in this palette that I have in other palettes. This Martyr is very similar, is very similar to a shade that I have in a Viseart palette that I use almost daily. If you feel like you have palettes that have these colors in them, then no, it's not for you. If you are a person who doesn't really like glittery shades, this probably isn't for you. There's an awful lot of glitters. There are 6 mattes that are there. The black one, Sabbath, Amen, Martyr, Devil, Crucifix, Baptism. So if you're a person that does not like glittery shades, no, this isn't for you. If this is a palette that you want to travel with, it's probably, again, not for you. It's a very awkward palette. It's awkward to hold. It's awkward to use. It doesn't really sit very well. It doesn't really stand very well. It's just an awkward palette. It's very, very strange. Very strange shape. It's a very strange format. It is overwhelming when you look at it and you're like, what do I do? It makes no sense. There's no rhyme or reason to how they're laid out, except for one side is bold and kind of robust and kind of taboo when it comes to eye shades. So if you're not a person who, if you're a person that gets overwhelmed because there's no rhyme or reason, if you're a person that does not like glitters, or shimmery shades, if you are a person who does not like bold colors, if you're a person that looks at this and sees colors in it that you have in every single other one of your palettes, I have a ton of palettes and I'm hard pressed to find very many of these colors in those palettes, then this is probably not your thing. This is probably not a palette for you. But this palette is beautiful. It is pleasing to the eye. So aesthetically, it can live on your vanity and be your art piece. But it is also beautiful on your eye. It creates some pretty amazing eye looks. And that's coming from just an everyday person who just plays. Like, literally, that's all I do. I just play. I just have fun. I'm not very good at it. I can't do a wing. I can't make it look amazing. But I enjoy playing with it. I've used all but the black shade in here, and I'm telling you, this is a worth it palette. And at $2.58 per gram, it's also an inexpensive palette in the grand scheme of things. So with that being said, that is my full-on swatch and review of the Kat Von D Saint and Sinner palette. I am a happy purchaser of this palette. I am really pleased that I was able to get a hold of it. I did go on to the Sephora website yesterday and it said something about it not being available again until 10/4, so I don't know if it's out of stock. That just seems weird to me. Maybe I hit it just at a weird moment, and maybe I was looking at it wrong. I have no idea. I'll put it in here somewhere, whether it's in stock or not right now. But this palette is so worth it. So run to your local Sephora, get it if it's in stock, and if not, wait till it comes back in stock and get it. It is a limited edition palette, so once it's gone, it's gone. And I really feel like you want to be a part of this. So don't forget to like my channel, or don't forget to like my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell if you'd like to be notified when my videos post. I do typically post every single day at 9 a.m. So let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of the palette and if you'll be picking one up. I really do enjoy hearing from you guys. I love the feedback and I love being able to respond to you. So please welcome into my family and subscribe to my channel. I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much for spending some time with me and watching my video, and until tomorrow, bye guys.